One day, I became a mother.
A father,
Mother,
father,
mother,
father,
mother,
father,
mother.
and father.
A parent. A mother in Africa,
A father in Europe.
a mother on her land.
A father from another land.
The other earth and my earth.
And the child.
Of the two earths,
And so,
the borders, parent across the borders.
What language are you going to speak to him? My son got his first tooth in his fourth
My
month.
daughter set up
My
at 4
son
months.
crawled on fours
My
at
daughter
11
walked
months.
at 7 months.
My son ran at 14 months.
My daughter spoke at 14 months.
1 year. 1 year.
What papers?
Which bank account?
What lullaby?
Which grandparents?
Which school?
What vaccines?
Circumcision.
Baptism?
What value?
What culture? What culture?
Makofi tena tafadhali kwa Tadhi. Round of applause. Okay, let's jump to the beautiful piece you guys metupa. But this was very beautiful. It made me think personally, and I think a lot of us were questioning why parents across borders.
Well, that was last year. I received a call from Flora, the director of Alliance Française. Yeah, I was not in Dar es Salaam, I was somewhere in Europe. So she was asking me if I'll be okay to work with Sheila. And I'm like, who's Sheila? You know? And she was introduced me.
Sorry, that was last year?
Last year.
You didn't know Sheila?
No,
Okay.
no. But yeah, she came to my performance.
So I came to live in Tanzania because of my family, and I have seen Dar es Salaam House of Peace here at Nafasi. It was
Oh, wow. Makofi tafadhali jamani.
2022, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So I premiered my solo performance here. And yeah, so Sheila, at that time, she knew me. And then I was so curious I really want to know Sheila. And Flora introduced to me. And I was like, okay, I like to challenge myself working with someone who has different position in art. She's a writer, she's a theater director and performance work. So it was how could we, bond? How could we bring in together with the different experiences? And so for the first time we met, it was in Masaki. I can't remember the month anymore. It was in June, July, something in June and July. And since we met, the first, we were not even planning about the parents across borders, but we have just started
Conversation.
Yes.
When do we meet in our practice of art? What do we have to say as to what do we share? And we discovered that we share parenthood. He's father of 2 children. I'm father and mother of a child, and we are both between Europe and Africa. And we found that as a start, and the rest is rehearsals, writing poem, criticizing each other. What do we want? What do we have? Do we want lighting creation? Do we want to go small and then grow? And this is our second performance.
Okay. And talking about conversation, 1 minute. Can we be 1 minute? Thank you, we can do this. So let's listen to our stars of today. Now I'm going to, go back to the question that I asked. And that was beautiful how you two meet. Now, let's talk about the borders. The name, you haven't really stretched that one out. Why did you specifically title your beautiful piece, Parents Across Borders? Now, let's let's just stay with the word borders. Why borders?
Because when we think of parenthood, definitely when our children are born, my child is both Burundian and Belgian. When it started with parenthood, what we share, and then how do we live our parenthood? We are artists. We are always traveling. As we were saying, when we met, he was in Europe, and I was in a project with Prague, and I was to travel with our partners. We are both, between borders. We are traveling a lot, and we wanted to explore first the guilt of being artists and touring, and our practitioner, our passion, which is not even that fulfilling in terms of security, but still we are passionate artists, so we are between brothers. And when you're married to a person from another nature, when a child is born, they don't have one passport, so you find yourself even today, when you have a child with two nationalities, you find yourself in many administrative processes. It's like how do you call it? Negotiating passports. You are between really borders, and you feel like the child is having a lot of they ask. The multiculturality today is still demanding many traveling permissions of traveling with the child, many papers, and we leave that. So we wanted to explore that. How is multicultural families challenged in terms of borders, really? But I think you can have an add.
Yes. Yeah, and I will just have one request. When you are stretching the point of flow right now, I would love you to put it in Swahili so that other people can understand it too.
Uniuliza imekuwa vipi namna tulikutana. So ilikuwa ni mwaka jana, nilikuwa nje ya nchi. Flora ni director wa Alliance Française, ambaye yeye alinipigia simu na kuniuliza kwamba kama namfahamu Sheila. Nikamweleza hapana, simfahamu Sheila, kwa akaanza kumtambulisha Sheila kwangu mimi, na aliniuliza kama ningependa kufanya naye kazi. Kwa hiyo nilitaka kufahamu wasifu wa Sheila, na nikamuuliza Sheila ni nani. Akasema Sheila ni writer, pia ni theater artist. Now it's just like I forgot, Yes. So yeah, hapo ndo nilipoanza kuwa interested kumfuatilia Sheila, kwa sababu mimi nafanya dance artist, lakini namna gani naweza nika-engage dance yangu, uweredi wangu, experiences zangu kwa Sheila na Sheila kwake. Kwa hiyo nilikuwa na ile shauku ya kutaka kuona utofauti kwenye utengenezaji wa sanaa yetu pamoja.
That's good. Makofi tafadhali. Mimi nataka kujua sasa. I really want to know, how was your collaborative process throughout? And here, let's not talk about pretty stuff too. The challenges. How was it?
Yeah, I can start because first of all, I have done one dancing performance, which was really. Tadhi does not trust that I can lift him up and go, but I did that. I once was in a performance called Les Larmes de Crocodile. Please watch it out. It's on YouTube with the Netherlands Theater. They came in Burundi with the group Le Grand Cru. But seeing Tadhi with contemporary, I first was, please, I can't fly like you. I just can't fly. That was one. Second, the height. We're like, okay, we are different height-wise. How can we make that aesthetically beautiful on stage? And the third, Tadhi was willing to explore poetry, speaking on stage, speaking French, and that was really an openness which was good.
Yeah.
Nimejifunza French hapa kwa hii
okay. Tulikuwa when you were showing the piece pale nyuma pale, tulikuwa tunasikiza French, and then Tadhi alivyoanza tukasema hey, tumsikilize Tadhi. Oh, okay. Je suis.
Voila.
Okay. Okay, let's go.
Yes. Yeah. So, to me, what was challenge, I didn't want to just dance, because everyone, most of people know me as a choreographer, I'm a dancer. I've been performing several times. But I wanted to embody Sheila in me. That is what I was looking forward. How could I break the wall of just being as a dancer on stage and being a poetry,
So I would say we learned from each other. But one thing very important, and that I personally take at center, and you can affirm or say another perspective, is the dramaturgically, how are we working on stage? How is a woman expressing herself, taking the space on stage, and how is a man taking the space? Even speaking of parenthood, like the idea of bringing bicycles, it first started with you, but then we were thinking, okay, the mom also should have a bicycle, for instance. When we were hanging the clothes, we didn't want pink clothes to embody baby girl and blue clothes to embody baby boy, which is not a problem. But it was very key that we show first child. And even in the colors, we had like blue, mi banisho. We had pink and blue, like we were proposing Kariako, pink and blue, and we were like, no, we go for yellow, green, or purple. We don't want anything. So even dramaturgically, how balanced are the energies of the femininity and masculinity, motherhood and fatherhood? Those also were things which we had a loop on it, like a zooming in. How are we being, occupying the space both on the edge? How are we generous each other?
Brilliant. Makofi tafadhali. That brings me to the question. We were watching, and yes, you explained why parents across the borders, and you told us your collaborative, creative process, which was beautiful. The difference were clear. You're the writer, you're the dancer. Amazing. What were the key elements did you want us to take from this piece specifically?
Wonderful question. But first I would say that we co-created Kabisa. Tadhi was not just a dancer. I was not just a poetry. I remember the director, Flora, said, we see that Tadhi is more a dancer than you. We see that you are more a theater, like a poet than him.
Yes.
Why did you two choose to go outside your boxes? And we're like, because we are risk takers. But is it still beautiful and synchronized? And so that we worked for our second performance. But this question is really key. How could you advance?
Yeah.
Well, Parents Across the Border is not only touching us as an artist, it's touching many people who have culture interaction. So what we wanted really to express is how we can portray our life as a dancer and as a parent at the same time. Portray all these challenges that we are both going through. And we believe that this moment that we have shared here, it touches everyone in a different way. So it's all about showing that, what did it say? So it was touching different people at the same time. So it's more, for me, it was more about sharing and go along with what comes after that.
Totally. And I believe in the saying of Angela Davis, who says, the personal is political.
Oh, okay. Can you repeat that?
The personal is political. So we tend in our region, I come from a country which has been having cycles of civil war, right? So we tend to explore many of the war themes on stage, raping and things which are very tough, like things which are really hard to, and we think that we have to dig in the dark only, but having a family, which is like one of the lines which are very touching, and I hope we will be performing this in Burundi. When they say, Chad, you are both Tutsi and Hutu. I mean, in Burundi, we've had where we kill each other between the Hutu and Tutsi. And we have children which are having a father who is Hutu and a mother who is Tutsi, and yet they are killed because they are, one thing. You have one layer, like you are only this. You are not the part of mom, you are just the part of, but it's good to embrace both of your heritages, which make you not a half, and it's being a fully two, like you are richer, you are not nusu-nusu, you are kabisa. So even if it's something explored between Europe and Africa, it can be explored between Tutsi and Hutu for my part. And yeah, our families are political in a way, yes.
Thank you so much, Makofi tena tafadhali. I will start with Tad. Are you seeing yourself doing more of collaborative? I know you and Samuel are always together, like a duo. But are you open to more collaborative stage presence? It could be with Rora or this kind of theme.
Yes. I'm always open, and I'm seeking actually, because working with a different person, you allow yourself to change or to learn something from. And I've been working with Samuel for 11 years, but most of the time when even we sit ourselves, we wish to have collaboration with different artists from Tanzania, within Tanzania and outside of Tanzania. So far I have started with Sheila, and this is not the end of our performances. We will continue performing. Yes, I hope it's going to German as well. I hope, close fingers, and maybe Burundi and other countries. But at the same time, I'm open to make a new work with different artists for sure.
Wow, Marco. Rolla?
Yes, but me, after 13 years doing this and collaborating with many people from Europe, which I love, I'm now searching best to work with the West African people, like Burkina Faso, Senegal, Togo. If anyone is here, I'm very much interested with our heritage in Africa to have these inter-collaborations between African artists and creators. But also, yes, of course, European. But I feel like because our sponsors are mainly from the Switzerland Corporation, the Alliance Française, the Goethe, you have many Europe, Africa, but not enough to me inter-Africa, because then we will know that Africans, we have something to teach each other, really. Like Malian artists have things to teach me, and as an East Africa, I have something to bring to the stage, which is different. Even the dances, even the sensitivities, even anything. So South-South collaboration for now, without being exclusive.
Wow, thank you so much. Makofi tafadhali. I should open the floor for questions.
So swali langu nalielekeza kwa dada Shaile. Kuna changamoto nyingi za wasanii wa kike wakiwa kwenye mahusiano, vipaji vyao kutokomea kizani kutokana na chanzo ni mahusiano. Tunaona hususan tukiangalia kama Vanessa sasa hivi, Vanessa Mdee, yeye ni mwimbaji, sasa hivi hatumsikii. So kwako wewe unaongea nini kwenye jamii ambayo tumekuja hapa kushuhudia show? Unasema nini kwa jamii ambao sisi tumezoeshwa na mfumo dume kwamba mwanaume ana kauli kama mwanaume, wana usiende kufanya huko show, anaamini kwamba utachukuliwa utanani. Hususan na kwanza na kupongeza kwa sababu wewe umepata director hapa of Enabeli, Mtukazi, napenda kumuita Mtukazi. Yeye ni mdau wa sanaa. So kwako wewe kuna wepesi. So unaongea nini? Nilikuwa ninataka kusikia kwako wewe kwa jamii ambao imekuja hapa kuhusu huku kubana kwa mwanamke, kwa sababu wasanii wengi wanakuwa wasanii wa kike wengi wanakuwa na vipaji, lakini vipaji vyao vinakuwa vinatokomea na kupotea wakiingia kwenye mahusiano, sana ndoa. So unaongea nini? Natamani kusikia kwako wewe ili jamii ijue, afu pia hususan sisi wanaume tuondokane na huu mfumo dume kwa sababu tunapoteza vitu vizuri, kwa sababu hapa tumeona show mzuri Imependeza kabisa, message nzuri kabisa. So nitamani nisikie kutoka kwako.
It's a very important question. Thank you so much. Sasa mimi nimefundishwa Kiswahili shuleni. Alafu my native language iko Kirundi. Nimepractice Swahili na kisema nzuri kabisa. Alafu allow me niseme Mkiingereza, alafu my friends will translate kwa juu kama nasema idea yangu haikwe mbali sana or deep. So thank you so much. Your question is it okay? Or okay, thank you. Your question is so key because we even had that discussion with Tadhi. How are female artists, being produced? How are they occupying the space as painters even? You mentioned my husband. Yes, Kunrad is having paintings from local painters, artists in his office, which is really wonderful. But even me, I engage him sometimes too. It's not too much. I'm not harassing him, but I ask him, how many female paintings do you have in that office? And he really tells me, Sheila, I'm seeking for them. I'm talking with mentors, like painter Evariste is one of his close collaborators because he links them to other painters here. But many of them are still males paintings. Where are the female painters and how are they marketed? Sindio, how are they showcased their works? So one thing I tell him, he answers me, he's seeking, but he doesn't get much of the marketing from the female painters. And for me, females, we have community responsibilities, indio. And sometimes you are not only running after the work, we are also engaging with our families, with many things. What I found as I think what liberated me and made me more aware and marketable is to say my story matters. Whatever I have as a sensitivity is a project, right? I can write it down. I know myself. I am a Burundian woman. I am black. I am African. And I think that sometimes, even though I hear the militantism from my African artists, I still have some things which are more to engage, Sindio, which are more to be activate about. Hence, even this production for me shows like a sharing from my part. It's something, parenthood is something which is really talking to people like me, like African women, mothers, right? So it's know yourself, trust your sensitivities, write down work, write down your project, and then just go send your emails, go to Enable, go to European Union, go to Nafasi Art Space. Nafasi Art Space, which is led by many women, the director, Lilian, Flora, director. So don't shy out to trust whatever gut and expression you have in you. Many people will say no. Many people, but no is not against you. It's just no is, okay, I will go to another door. And that's fine.
Wow, makofi tafadhali. No is not against you. I love that. Quotable.